Hey everybody, I hope y'all are having an amazing day today. My name is Mercer, and yeah, I'm late, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I've been on vacation for a little bit. I'm hanging out with a lot of great family, and where I was, because well, the day I'm recording this, it's where I am, but the day you'll see this, it's where I was, because I'm recording it early. I was just in vacation in the mountains. So I didn't have much like reception. I couldn't like send stuff into YouTube, and if I did, it was like super slow. But I just wanted it to be the best you guys I can for you guys. It was a really fun trip. And I got to pick up some cool comics. I played Bowser's Fury and 3D World, and yeah, really fun stuff. Really, really, really fun trip. But yeah, so let's talk about the next episode. After Lex Luthor versus Doctor Doom, the next episode of Character War. God, I feel stupid now. The next episode of Death Battle um, is Geese Howard versus Heihachi Mishima from King of Fighters and Tekken, respectively. Um, I'm excited, guys. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I'm really hyped. I love Heihachi. He's so cool, even though he's like a terrible dad. Even though he's like, yeah, a really bad dad, really bad corporate investor. I don't know if that's the right word. Um, I think he's great, and I think Geese is also really cool in his own right. But I'm really excited for this, guys. It's pseudo legacy, I'll say. It's pretty ancient. I hope there's not like a tremendous amount of boomstick dad jokes. But yeah, really fun, really excited for this. And yeah, I did create this thumbnail for it. Let me know how you guys like it in the comments below. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about how I won this fight. I heard that they were going to do 2D sprites. Not too excited for that. I really like Heihachi's 3D models from Tekken. Every game he was really good in it. And then Geese also has his Tekken 7 sprite they could use. The way they did Ryu versus Jin, that was really good. It was outstanding. It was really, really good. Um, I kind of wanted the same thing here, but no, they're doing 2D sprites. Geese should look okay. I think Heihachi has a couple they could use. Um, but then again, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't gone into that much. Um, yeah, I hope their fighting is good. I hope the analysis is good because Jin's analysis was really good in the last Tekken character we saw, which we haven't had many. We just had Jin. Um, Enough of that. Let's get in talking about who wins. Jin and Heihachi, as well as Kazuna, might scale to each other perfectly. This is base form Jin, but that doesn't change the fact that Heihachi has taken massive supersonic punches, which could level islands from Devil Jin and Devil Kazuma. And not to mention, he can channel the same and use the same techniques as Jin and Kazuma, respectively, as he scales perfectly to them. He can, of course, generate electricity, perform dragon uppercuts, perform his combos, whatnot, and his durability and physical stats do scale to those of possibly Devil Jin and more. He scales perfectly to Kazuna. Kazuna can have that massive laser, and whether you debate that laser is actually light, I think that might not be. It's as reliable as Aoyama's laser from My Hero Academia. But yeah, Heihachi should be capable of maybe light speed. We'll get to that in a little bit. But his stats really looking good. Let's look at Geese. Geese scales perfectly to Terry. That's Heihachi right there. I'm sorry. Terry is capable. I think they said he could destroy a factory. I played some King of Fighters games. I watched a bit of the series. He could be capable of more. I think most realistically King of Fighters characters can get into the island level, country level. They can definitely go higher than city. And Geese has a lot of projectiles. He has a lot of energy-based attacks he can choose from. A lot of he can like stop energy within a person. Being chi. He can nullify attacks. He can constantly use great attacks. He can create large surface amount of air of chi, and he can create replicas of himself and cancel out chi, which could be really good for someone like Heihachi, who does tend to use like more powerful very few energy attacks though. He does often use it when he uses his like fists and his fighting combos. So let's talk about who wins overall. I think Heihachi's probably going to win. There have been some crazy, statements that King of Fighter characters can get into the star levels or galaxy levels, maybe. I don't think that's true. Um, Personally, I think that the character they were looking at was like Mars, and Mars was like capable of. I think Mars could be put around island level, and Geese smoothly, I'll say, scales to Mars. Mars is, and then yeah, obviously Terry and Andy could easily level islands themselves. Mars, yeah, Mars can destroy mountains. Not mountains, islands. Um, I think there is light speed calculations for Mai and Andy, who I think might be both put be both be put at light speed. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just I'm like captivated by this. I'm thinking so much. Um, I think Geese might have an advantage in speed, though take that with a grain of salt. From what I'm looking at, I think or what I'm picturing in my mind right now, Jin and Kasuna's eye laser that they have in as Devil Jin, I think that's stated that might. I don't think that's light speed. It's a laser, but is it like it's as reliable as Aoyama's Neva laser from My Hero Academia? I've said that twice already. A lot of people debate how fast that really is. I mean, even if I gave Heihachi that, I think Geese might still be faster for more reliable speed feats. For one, he has dodged. He can easily dodge bullets and rockets, but the sheer speed that Andy and Mai have is just outstanding. That I think it's pretty reliable to say that Geese should scale to that. Um, and they've dodged pretty powerful beams of light themselves, like Mars, Mars's beams of light. Um, and I think Heihachi might have better physical stats though. Like I said, I think Geese, even if we did give him island levels, there's that Gundam Jack Meteor feat, which was capable of around like maybe like 28 to 27. No, that's a little low. I think 50 something megatons. A lot of people say it's in the petaton range. I'm not entirely sure if that's a lie or not. Yeah, the Devil Jin feats he should easily scale to, like the island busting, the 28 level feats. I think this is in favor of Heihachi. He has a lot more experience as well. He's pretty advanced with Geese's key attacks, and I think he can match him in durability and speed. Anyway, with that out of the way, on to my next review: Lex Luthor versus Doctor Doom, the death battle. It was it was pretty good. I'll say that. Um, yeah, it was actually really good. Um, a lot of things I really liked about it. But before we get into that, I'm going to talk about a couple of flaws. One is that it wasn't as captivating as Iron Man vs. Lex Luthor. That fight was stellar. That fight was really good. It was probably one of the best season two fights we had. I'm thinking, I think that and Wolverine versus Raiden, both of those were just phenomenal. Really tremendous amount of effort. 10 out of 10 on both of them. It wasn't as captivating in the way that Lex Luthor versus Doctor Doom was. It wasn't as captivating in the way that every time they attacked each other, it felt like a story was kind of being told. And this kind of felt comedic between the two characters. I didn't really feel that big into um, the main two like characters fighting. I just thought it was like more comedic. But that's kind of like that's probably the biggest flaw. Sprites were a little bit janky at sometimes, but really, that happens all the time. So not too worried. Let's talk about this one. I mean the good stuff. Pretty much everything else, in my opinion, it was really good. The animation, great. the dialogue that Doctor Doom had, the way that each character was voiced. Lex Luthor was voiced in a more stoic attitude, like putting on a suit to try to save the world, and Doctor Doom was like unnecessarily hyped, which is basically what he was in Marvel vs. Capcom. They matched that perfectly. The references that they had, really, really, really good. Um, yeah, the way that they mentioned the mother box, the way that the track said Apex of Doom, I think, was a reference to Apex Lex. The references they had to Apex Lex, that being how he begged Perpetua, how both characters were good at sometimes. I'm sorry, guys, I just shook the table that my computer was standing on. The references that they were both really good at sometimes but turned evil. The references of the hate that they had for the respective villains, Reed Richards and Superman. Why they had that hate? Because Lex Luthor saw Superman as unnecessary for humankind, and Doctor Doom saw Reed Richards as like a cheat in scientific discovery, which I think he normally does. The references to the almighty power that they once had, God Emperor Doom, and um, Apex Lex. I just blanked there, guys. Sorry. The references that just all the comedic things. One thing I could change is that they needed to mention the Lex Luthor stole 40 cakes thing because that's actually canon. But yeah, really, really well done episode. Really nice. And before I get into anything else, um, there were I noticed a lot of people. Some people said that like um by Doomsday Clock, Lex Luthor could keep up with Lex Luthor constantly issued that he could keep up with Superman. Superman kept up with Doctor Manhattan. That's just wrong, guys. Don't. Yeah, that's just absolutely wrong. Anyway, if you guys enjoy, always be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. I'm coming out with a couple new series just to differentiate everything. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.